throughout this entire pandemic, President von der Leyen has been at the forefront of creating change in response to COVID-19. She was the one who reached out to us in July, immediately after One World Together at Home, and said we need to call on the G7 and G20 governments to commit more to finance a vaccine. And together with Global Citizen, she hosted the first ever Global Financing Summit to call on countries to commit pledges to finance a vaccine. And I'm proud to report today that of the $1.5 billion we raised through that effort, 2 of the 4 vaccines that have now been proven successful were partly funded through our initiative. So both the Moderna and the AstraZeneca vaccine were funded through an instrument called CEPI that we gave that $1.5 billion to. So it's now great that these leading vaccines were in part funded because of the leadership of Ursula von der Leyen.
Talking about her leadership, though, Hugh, do you think the UK government, Boris Johnson, would agree that she has a good leadership?
Well, I think that ultimately it's hard to disagree when you see someone who's putting a mission ahead of oneself. And I think that she's certainly demonstrated this year that she's willing to put issues like climate change, issues like tackling COVID-19 ahead of her own personal interests. And so irrespective of your political view, I think that President von der Leyen has been a strong leader, and she's been a leader that's put the mission of tackling issues facing society ahead of her own personal interests.
And what's your take on people that would think that she's not actually putting the Brexit agreements first for the bigger cause?
Well, ultimately, as an Australian citizen, it's not my role to comment on the Brexit deal. But I would say that there's a huge movement of citizens around the world who see their identity not just as citizens of a state or a tribe or a nation, but as members of the human race. And we need to put our collective good ahead of just the good of ourselves and our individual needs. And I think that President von der Leyen is certainly standing up for that. She's saying that internationalism matters. And I think that's why she's being honored today.
Hugh, tell me about some of the other recipients. Because you've got Sir Elton John, you have Warren Buffett.
So Elton John is winning the Global Citizen Artist of the Year prize. He's truly been an extraordinary advocate at the end of HIV/AIDS within our generation, and that's why we're honoring him. But we're also, as you said, honoring Warren Buffett for the Global Citizen Prize for Philanthropy. And the reason why we're honoring Warren Buffett is because he's committed to give more than 50% of his wealth away before he dies. And we want to see more of the 1,250 billionaires on this planet who have a collective net worth of $10 trillion and are some of the few people who've benefited during the pandemic to be more generous now, not just once they leave it in their will or their bequest. We want them to do it while they're living to tackle the world's problems right now.